Chelsea won the Club World Cup and Donald Trump did what he does best, stealing the spotlight from people who actually earned it.
Chelsea, the FIFA Club World Cup champions.
If you think you've seen someone overstay their welcome, Trump took it to a whole new level, clinging to Chelsea's trophy party as if he was one of the guys that scored the winner.
Blue hearts everywhere, bursting with pride. Everything Chelsea have touched today.
That's FIFA President Gianni Infantino trying to usher Trump off the stage.
Has turned to gold.
That's the FIFA president once again trying to get Donald Trump off the stage. And Trump just will not move off the stage. It's amazing. So in order to deal with Trump in the end, Infantino pushes him to the back of the crowd so they can actually just get a shot of the team. But there was more, because there was Cole Palmer just behind Trump going, "What is he doing?" And here's Chelsea captain saying that Trump was told to get off the stage.
Before they told me that he was going to present the trophy and then exit the stage, and I thought that he was going to exit the stage, but he wanted to stay.
Something else I noticed was the way that a lot of the players shook hands with Donald Trump compared to the president and the person to the right of Trump. It was slightly different. Thumb hook for the FIFA president, and then just a regular handshake for Donald Trump.
And end up playing such an important role. 2 goals to the semi-rear. Nkunku again due to injury. But there are others who all played up tricks of the trade. But make no mistake, he is his own man now.
There's even a clip of Tyreek George not shaking hands with Donald Trump.
Well, this is some accolade now.
Do you think that was an accident? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Wasted no time in adding to it. Well, this is some.
And here's the real irony. This guy, Trump, who's built his whole brand on attacking foreigners, building walls and warning about others, yet here he is, desperate to insert himself into the celebration of Chelsea, the most international squad in English football, different languages, backgrounds, religions, and not a single America First speech on the team sheet. Trump looked out of place and the fans knew it. Even before the trophy was lifted or the game started, he was greeted with a wall of boos so loud you could barely hear the pre-match announcer. There was still more savagery to come, because after the party was all done and dusted and the confetti had settled and the cameras turned off, Chelsea's media team delivered the ultimate verdict. They cut Trump out of every single official trophy photo on their website. You know you're truly a loser and you've overstayed your welcome when the most international team in England says, "Sorry mate, you're not making the cut." You can force your way onto the stage, but you can't Photoshop yourself into the story. Especially when nobody wanted you there to begin with. And unfortunately for FIFA, this is nothing new. Do you remember Salt Bae crashing Messi's World Cup moment? First demanding that Messi turn around and pay some attention to him, even though he has nothing to do with the Argentinian football team. But it was all about him getting a selfie. And Messi looked pretty hacked off. Or Bae stealing the trophy off Christian Romero, biting the medal, or kissing the World Cup trophy itself, which is reserved only for presidents, the president of FIFA, and winners. And boy, did this feel exactly the same with Trump. Gotta be honest, I'm not even convinced he even enjoyed the game. Just look how bored he looks in the stands, along with his wife, Melania. And yet when there's some praise to be had, he's all smiles and claps. But let's face it, it's probably the closest he's going to get to any adulation at the moment after all the revelations about the Epstein files. If you'd like to know more about that, there's a link at the end of the video, which will take you into my interpretation of what's been going on with Epstein and Donald Trump. And after the match, Trump jumps into a post-game interview. Does he talk about Chelsea's achievement? Of course not. He turns it into a mini rally. He stumbles over the difference between football versus soccer. He calls President Infantino Johnny, claims the trophies in the Oval Office, jokes about the executive orders, name drops Saudi Arabia, and as always, takes credit for everything.
History on just about every stage in the world, but now we're watching history unfold here in the United States as the World Club Cup takes place here. What does it say for America on a global stage, not just for politics, but now sports too?
Well, it's a big thing, and you know, Johnny's a friend of mine. He's done such a great job with the league and with soccer, or they would call it football, but I guess we call it soccer. I'm not sure that change could be made very easily, but it's great to watch, and this is a little bit of an upset that we're watching today, isn't it, huh?
No, surprising.
So far, it's incredible.
What if we make an executive order? We can only say football from now on.
I think we could do that. I think I could do that.
Yeah, well, speaking of Gianni, I mean, FIFA's been so wonderful in this process, and I know that you've had their trophy on your desk. Now it's at the Trump Tower. What do you think they're doing for the sport in America?
Oh, they're doing fantastically well. It's a growing sport. It's a great sport. That's right. They said, could you hold this trophy for a little while? We put it in the Oval Office, and then I said, when are you going to pick up the trophy? He says, we're never going to pick it up. You can have it forever in the Oval Office. We're making a new one. And they actually made a new one. So that was quite exciting. But it's in the Oval. Right now it's in the Oval.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll come see it.
Good.
You talk about winning. You talk about making America the greatest again. Do you see any instance in where America could start dominating in football on a global stage?
Well, I can tell you we're doing very well on the other stage, on the political stage, on the financial stage. I was just in Saudi Arabia. I was in Qatar. I was in UAE. Here we have Qatar, and you know the big presence they have. But all of the leaders, and then you look at NATO. All of the leaders said a year ago your country was dead, and now you have the hottest country in the world. There's a lot of truth to that. We were doing very badly as a country. We had an incompetent administration. And now we have a hot country. It's really hot. And I think the soccer is going to be very hot here, too. It already is. It's gotten, a lot of play. And I think with the play come the great players. And I think it'll do very well.
Yeah, I'll give you some great numbers we got this week. So in this arena alone, we sold out 4 times in the last week.
Wow.
Over 2.4 million people filled up this arena. Almost 3 billion viewers, 1 billion in prize money. I know we like to talk about billions here, but it's been quite a success.
I could see it, and we flew over the stadium. It was packed, and that's the four matches I know for this group that came in for this. And I think that's fantastic. It was very impressive. Even flying over, you could see the lines of people trying to get in. It's great.
It's been phenomenal. DAZN, we recognize that unity through sport is a very, very powerful tool. Right. So we've been streaming this entire tournament for free. Ooh. There are, like I said, almost 3 billion viewers all over the world watching this. What would your message be to all of the viewers from every corner of the globe?
Well, it is. It's about unity. It's about everybody getting together and a lot of love between countries. And this is such I guess this is probably the most international sport. Yeah. So it can really bring the world together.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I want to ask you, who is your GOAT, your greatest of all time?
In this sport you're talking about, not in another sport, in this sport. Well,
if you want to give us all your GOATs, go ahead.
So many years ago, when I was young, they brought a player named Pele to play. And he played for a team called the Cosmos, and Steve Ross, a friend of mine, Warner Communications, he was the inspiration behind it. And this place was packed. It was an earlier version of this stadium, but right here in the Meadowlands. And it was Pelé. I don't want to date myself, but that was a long time ago. I was a young guy, and I came to watch Pelé, and he was fantastic. And I'd say probably I'll go old-fashioned. That's like saying Babe Ruth, but I would say Pelé was so great.
That's right, according to Trump, America is the hottest country on earth. The trophy just ended up in his office, and he signed an executive order to call it football instead of soccer. These insane ideas, along with many others that Trump has had, well, let's face it, it's no surprising when you surround yourself with yes men, and always make yourself the main centre of attention. You end up thinking you belong everywhere, even on a stage where you didn't win anything. But the Chelsea players made it clear. Handshake, move on. The crowd made it clear. Boo him off. And Chelsea's media team made it permanent. They photoshopped him out. If you need to hijack someone else's win just to feel good, you're probably a loser. Drop your thoughts below. Was that handshake one of ignoring Donald Trump or just an accident? If you'd like to help the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. It all helps. And once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my Patreon and YouTube subscribers. You keep this channel going and growing. And thank you to all those who bought me a coffee last week. It really helps. Once again, thanks for listening.